Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this video we're going to cover 4 markets that I have my eye on for different reasons, but all setting up buys in zones that we have been patient enough to let the market trade down to. S&P, NASDAQ, you can also look at the SPY QQQ as well as the XLU and XLP ETFs. So let's get to it. Now, what we have right now in the S&P is a market that's trading down to the 2800 zone. Now, I'm not going to be drawing arbitrary levels. I'm going to use a simpler Darvis to identify where we've had past levels of support or resistance, and it's that zone that I'll acknowledge is going to be the zone that we'll focus on for the buy. The closer we get to a couple levels, one, the support area right around 2800, and also this anchored volume weighted average price, and then thrown in here, let me see if I can activate this here, is the 200 propulsion dot. So let's go grab that here real quick. All right, so what we have active now is the simpler propulsion tool that mimics where the 200 EMA would be. It's a self-correcting moving average, as well as, in this case, it's an 8 EMA crossing a 200 EMA to help partly activate these dots. All right, so I've got a really nice zone between Darvis levels, major psychological level at 2800, the VWAP, anchored VWAP, as well as the 200 EMA. So this is what I'm waiting for the market to trade down into. That's the zone we're looking at. All right, how about the NASDAQ? Let's jump on over there. Very similar look, right? In fact, I'm actually more interested in the NASDAQ reaching this zone than I am the S&P. In fact, I'd rather the NASDAQ get down here, confirm the support between about 7,300 and 7,200. Now, 100 NASDAQ points is not a lot of points, gang. It is not a lot. So what I want you to keep in mind is 100 NASDAQ points is about the range. The lower end of the range is closer to 7,200. The upper end of the range is closer to 7,300. So in this entire zone, you can start looking for opportunities to get long. That's the whole idea in that area. So where the NASDAQ finds support, inevitably, because of the weighting of the S&P and NAS and their preponderance of tech names in the top 5 symbols, you've got Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook as 1, 2, 3, 4 in both these index futures. So unless S&P gets some help from financials and healthcare, just assume S&P is going to do pretty much what NASDAQ does. That's the highest probability. So you can see here we're closing in on the zone. Jumping out to consumer staples, the XLP, big down day. I think it's freaking a lot of players out. That's exactly what we want to take advantage of. In the premium video, we're going to talk about some relative strength outperformers in the XLP, because this is something futures traders look at all the time. What are the names that are outperforming, say, the broader average and might look better than the pullback here? Now, for me, this is what's known as a pressing validity. So those of you out there wondering, all right, what's the zone? If I got to be really fussy, I'd wait for something down in here. But because the grab candles have been consistently green, this is an excellent opportunity to build a long position between about $57 and $56.50, all while keeping in mind that we could trade down into this zone as well. Darvis support just below the 34 EMA wave, which would still be, both of these would be buying opportunities. Okay, so that's XLP, and then XLU. Again, another market moving down really sharply. Now, XLU isn't quite the uptrend that the XLP is. So what we look to do is look at a zone not up here, but rather in this area, or even perhaps down in this area. Now, the reason we're looking at 2 distinct areas is because this could be a very, very, very fresh uptrend. But it's really only got 1 dot. And if we get another red dot tomorrow, that would validate a buy around 58.05. But if that doesn't happen and we lose dots, so we have no dots in this area, then I would say let's focus on something down in here. So keep an eye on the dots, the propulsion dots. If we get a second red dot, that could be interesting and open up the door to say the 58.30 to 58.05 window for a buy or for buying calls. And if that doesn't happen, I really want you to forego then this zone altogether and focus on this one down in here, and we'll go from there. In fact, the VWAP is going to be another level to watch. So there are some levels in the XLU which would be absolutely reasonable buys. And so we'll wait to see if we can get down to that zone. Those are the 4 markets on my radar. We'll talk about these and a lot more in the premium video. See you in the next update.